This is Big Guy Barbecue. For all my returning viewers, welcome back. For anybody that's new, my name is Richard Cook. I'm a 10-year military veteran with a passion for all things barbecue. And today we're talking fire management. Now, I've only got a small offset backyard smoker like this one, the Char-Griller Grand Champ XD, so that's where we're gonna go for our frame of reference. I'm hoping any tips or any tricks that I give you today are what I've learned while managing my fires through my smokes on this smoker. Let's light it up. All right, now our first step to fire management in our backyard offset smoker is, of course, start a fire. Now for that, you need something like a lump charcoal or a briquette, you know, whichever you choose, it's up to you. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. Now I prefer B&B charcoal. I love this stuff. It's been working really good. I get it at Lowe's at a pretty good price. Matter of fact, just had some delivered the other day and never had any issues with the lump charcoal. Now I also use a chimney starter here, as you can see here, for putting the lump charcoal in and get it started. Now I'm going with a full chimney stack today because we're running chicken, so it's gonna be cooking a little hotter. If I was running a brisket, like something to keep low like 225, I do maybe a 3/4 chimney at the most. And that way I can control my fire from the get-go. Now, something to light it with. I also use, I like these Royal Oak Tumbleweed fire starters, so I've had no issues with putting these in, using one, and be able to start my fire and start the chimney stack up and get the fire going right away. So we've already got it going. So we're gonna go through here, lift this up. All right, we're just gonna light the chimney or light the fire starter. And no, I do not have one of those fancy butane torches just yet, but that's coming. Gotta ask Mrs. Big Guy Barbecue for getting it to me. All right, fire starter's going. We'll put the chimney on. All right, this will take a little bit to get the chimney all ready to go, but then once it is, we'll dump it out and we'll be starting our fire. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, it's a nice cool winter day here in Georgia, and I like having a little bit of fire to heat me up. So now that this fire chimney has ready to go, all the white is crispy in top and down is really red, ready to go. I've got to dump it out. And when you do that and you work with fire, you want to have a good pair of fire gloves with me. So the guys over at GeekHOM sent me these gloves to try out and review and see how I like them.
The crew over at GeekHOM contacted me and asked if they sent me a pair of gloves, could I put them to the test, review them, and add them to one of my videos. They came in a nice package here, and it contains one set of the gloves. Let's take them out of the package and see what they look like. The gloves have a 3-layer design, with the first being the shiny silicone layer providing non-slip grip while handling items. The second is a layer of aramid fiber, which is heat resistant and much more flexible than traditional silicone gloves. The third is an inner layer of cotton, which will absorb sweat and keep your hands comfortable. These gloves are heat resistant up to 1,472 degrees Fahrenheit, 800 degrees Celsius, for up to 13 seconds. They measure 13 inches and are longer than typical silicone gloves and include a long sleeve design to offer maximum protection for your wrist and forearm from burning. I've used these gloves over many smokes and I have to say I really like them. They are much more flexible and feel like an extension of your hand instead of some big cumbersome mitt. If you're interested in finding out more, I'll leave a link down in the description to their product page on Amazon.
Okay, now the chimney's ready, I'm gonna grab my gloves here. Now, I also use the basket with the Grand Champ XD to kind of keep the coals in a centralized area. This is just wide enough to put splits and small chunks in as I'm gonna add it afterwards. So we're gonna pick this up a little bit. You'll get a little bit of overshoot. All right, drop that in. All right, and then we just kind of pour. Kind of set that out of the way. And then I also usually use a pair of tongs here to kind of move the fire around and get the coal pile about like I like it. Okay, and spread it out a little. And then if I have any small, like leftover from cutting wood or cutting the splits down, I kind of throw those in now at the same time. Now at this point in time, I'll go ahead and shut my firebox here and get it ready. And then I can control the fire temp from the side with the side vent. As this side of an opening, it'll come through, take the air through the smoker and get it ready. Once this fire's going, I'll shut this box down. I'll shut the grill down so that the temp comes up to grill starts evening out the temp, and then we'll monitor. And here in a minute, we'll put our probes on and we'll do our biscuit test. Now I also throw some extra charcoal and maybe my first stick on already to get it going. That way, before I put any meat on or close up my grill, none of that smoky, nasty kind of, white, heavy smoke gets in on everything. So this is a little pre-up, and also it'll give me a little bit better of a charcoal bed so my temperature will remain constant. Okay, so now that we've got our grill set up, the firebox is going, it's closed down, it's starting to heat up the internal temperature. The one thing you want to make sure that you do is actually make sure you preheat your sticks. Whatever you do, whether you use small sticks like this, whether you use a more dense, if your wood is denser, a heavier wood, a smaller kind of just right at fist size piece of chunk, or if it's less dense and it's kind of lighter, something bigger like this, you can kind of have it a bigger chunk. No matter which one you use, you want to preheat. That way, as soon as you put it on the fire, it'll catch fire very quickly and won't produce that white, heavy gray smoke. It'll produce a nice white, kind of blue tinted smoke that's great for going across your grill here, and that's what you want to use to smoke your meat and get it at a good temperature. All right, now the grill is starting to get up to temp. Pretty much what you want to do is whatever temperature you plan on cooking at. So if you're getting at 250 or 275 or 225, you want to take your grill up above that temperature, and then once it starts kind of coming down to the temperature you want, that's when you're going to start putting whatever you're smoking that day on the grill. So today we're going to do the biscuit test with these biscuits to go through and see if we have any hot spots that we can identify on the grill surface. So. All right, let's get these on here. Now I'm going to set these up. I'm going to set up 12. So in some different zones, we can tell if we have any hot spots. All right. All right. These are going to cook for, I would say, probably about 20 minutes, and by that time we should know. And then we'll see you guys here in just a little bit. Now, I don't know if you can pick this up on the camera, but this is the kind of smoke you're looking for. That's clean burning, it's clear, you can see right through it. If it's a little bit whiter, that's okay. What you don't want is that big, thick, billowy white smoke. That's no good for your meat. All right, it's been about 25 minutes while the biscuits have been cooking. I think it's time to check on them. All right, you can see they're done. We've got a different zone set up. Now, as I suspected, this closed zone here, especially these first two biscuits, probably a lot darker, especially right there on that middle front. Definitely an extra little bit of a hot zone, okay? These other biscuits though, they're looking pretty much about the same all the way across. Now this is really good news because that means I'm getting a good even temperature all the way across my grill grate from about this point here. So pretty much where the edge of that monitor is this way. So all that is the same consistent temperature for the entire cook. So that's good news. All right. Well, thank you everybody. Now that's a little bit of fire management from me, the Big Guy Barbecue. Now remember, each grill is different. The only way to learn it and the only way to do it and master it is to practice and practice and practice. And when you're done practicing, practice some more. Because that's the only way you learn how to master your grill and find out exactly how you need to set it up, how much fire you need to put in, where your temperatures and where your meat needs to go when you actually go out and do your smoking. Cool winter day here in Georgia, and I like having a little bit of a barbecue. For all my returning channel viewers, son of a bitch, pause it.
If you enjoyed this video, slap that like button and throw a comment in below to let me know what you thought or what you'd like to see me cook up next. If you're feeling a little froggy, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss when fresh content is loaded. If you're saying to yourself that you just can't watch one more barbecue video, those are un-American thoughts from the implants that the enemy has put in your head. Go ahead and watch one more of these videos here to short circuit those little buggers. Pop smoke!